everybody. My name's John King, and I'm going to be here for the next, 6.5 hours or something like that. I'm going to take you through some routines. It'll be a bit different to what you've seen possibly before. I want to actually share with you a routine that is probably, this may very well be one of the last times that I actually ever perform this, because it actually uses it's not really a prop as such, but it uses matchboxes. And I was at a wedding about half a month ago, something like that, and there was kids there who had no idea what matchboxes actually were. Can I just take you on what matchboxes are? Yes. So maybe I'm just getting old, I don't know. So anyway, I want to show you this. The idea is I've got a couple of matchboxes and a couple of paper trays, and you can see there's nothing inside the boxes. I can see you, you can all see me. And there's nothing inside the paper trays either. Now, they used to teach this to kids in school, secondary school physics, but clearly they don't anymore. They're probably teaching them something with electronic cigarettes or something these days, I don't know. So, the idea being is, if you place the boxes end for end like this, hopefully you can see this. If I tap on this paper tray quickly, what should happen? The other one comes out, yeah. Why does that happen, even though they don't touch one another?
Force.
Which force? It's the air pressure. You're absolutely correct. It's the air pressure. If there's a gap like that, and a tap, the air comes right in the middle, and nothing happens. You should probably remember that from secondary school. But if I was to place the boxes in a formation like this, like that, then this really shouldn't happen. It's a little bit weird. Watch in reverse as well. You can see this at the back. Some people think it's done with like strings or magnets or something like that, or there's something in my hands or up my sleeves or anything like that. You can see there's genuinely nothing in my hands. I'm going to separate it out a wee bit so that you can see this. So you can see I've just got my flesh in between the boxes. Here's where it gets a bit crazy. It's really weird, it's really strange. There's a reverse angle as well, you can see that. It's really strange. So that may very well be the last time I do that. Thank you very much, guys. So that was my wee opening routine. It gets scary for here on in, okay? So I've got a few things I'd like to share with you. I'll bring this forward so you can see. I have here a pack of cards, but the card tricks I do are a wee bit different to the kind of card tricks you may have seen before. Let me show you what I mean. I use cards, well, you can see all the cards are all different on the face, and they're not in any particular order or anything like that. You can see all the cards are all black coloured on the back, okay, right to the end of the pack. Yeah. I want to try something a wee bit odd. You'll be good at this. You'll be really scared. I'm going to run my finger along the edge of the pack. Can you just shout out stop nice and clear so everybody can hear, okay? Stop. Okay, let's have a wee look at the card that you stopped at. Now everybody have a look at the card, hopefully you can see it at the back. Keep it to yourselves, okay? Can you all see that? Okay, I'm going to place it in here. I'll place the cards on the table. I just cast a shadow over the cards, and when I snap, one card changes colour, which makes finding your card really quite easy, because I'm quite lazy. So you'll see that if I spread through, you'll see all the cards are black, all except for one card, which is now changed gold. Right in the middle of the pack, you can see one gold card. Hopefully you can see this up the back. But you remember what your card was? The Four of Hearts. I'm turning the one gold card over, and it just so happens to be the one card you chose, the Four of Hearts. Thank you very much. Now, on occasion when I do this, somebody randomly shouts out, "Hey Magic Boy, can you do that again?" Well, seeing as how you've asked, okay, right. I'll tell you what, I'll get rid of the gold card so you can see there is legitimately no other gold card in the entire pack. Okay? Right to the end of the pack. Okay? Fair? Of course. Sure. Happy? It's actually really difficult to shuffle the cards because my hands are absolutely freezing. So try this. Yourself in the pink jacket. I'm going to do the same again. Can you shout stop any point you'd like? Okay. There. Let's have a look at the card that you stopped at. Is it a different card?
Yeah.
Okay. You all see that at the back? Give me a nod if you can see that. Perfect. Okay, and it goes onto the table. It goes, and a snap. One card changes colour. It's really easy. This. One card right in the middle of the pack changes from black to gold. Oh, my hands are freezing. Yeah, it'd be obvious. So anyway, one card right in the middle of the pack changes from black to gold right in the middle of the pack. Oh, I must have got past it. Oh, sorry. What was the card that was picked? Sorry. One. Sorry, a minute. There is only one gold card. There is only one gold card. So, tell you a true story about that actually. A couple of years ago, I was performing at the Hilton in Dunblane, and I was actually performing there as a magician. But there was my family was there because it was a sort of wedding of a friend of a friend sort of thing. So I was at a table. There was maybe about 20 people there, and I did that particular routine that I just did. Around about half of those people was my immediate family, my dad, my mum, my brother, and a few others. So anyway, when I did that routine, at the point where it appears to have gone wrong, you should have seen my mum. The sweat was running down her face. She's going, "Oh, John, you're embarrassing me," and And my dad was like, "Going, come on, John, get it right." And then when I turned the gold card over at the end, and obviously that was the card, every one of them at the same time went, "You bastard." So I'm going to try something. Does anyone have something small, like maybe a finger ring that I could borrow? A finger ring. Can I borrow it? Small?
Yeah.
We're going to use your one? Okay. That's fine. That's perfect. Okay. Is that expensive? See, when you got it, was it gift wrapped? Now, I want to point out that a lot of people think magicians are really cheesy and stuff like that and have really ridiculous props. I want to point out that I'm nothing like that at all. Okay? So, let me show you this. It's a wee bit strange. What I do is I thread it through the ring like that, and it comes out the other side like this. And when it does that, the ring vanishes. That's the end of that trick. See, he's all there. Okay, cheerio. I'm only playing. So, we'll do a card trick. So, I want to see this. Do you want to come up? Actually, we'll show you this. This is the envelope where I keep my pack of cards. But strapped to the back of it, you'll see that at one point there's nothing in my hands. But strapped to the back of it, you'll see I have an envelope here. Okay. You see that if I open up this envelope, you see that inside here is a second envelope. I want to point out there is no holes in this envelope. You can check that out if you wish. Inside this envelope here, if I reach inside here, is a third envelope. Once again, there is no holes in this envelope. You can check it out. Any ideas what may be inside here? You may have seen this trick before. If I open it up, you see that inside here is a folded up piece of cloth. No holes. You can check that out. You would recognise your ring again if you saw it?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Would you be impressed if I changed it in a different ring?
Yeah.
Oh.
No. I mean.
Okay, can you hold your hand flat for me on this? I'm not sliding anything into any compartments. There is nothing in my hands, genuinely. If I open up the folded up piece of cloth that was inside not one envelope, not inside two envelopes, so inside three envelopes, if I open it up, there's something that looks quite familiar. Thank you very much. So, I want to try something with everybody, really. I want to use your imaginations as much as we can for this. I want you to imagine that in this hand here, I have an invisible pack of cards. And in this hand here, I have an invisible lighter. Okay? I throw these cards up in the air, and for some reason, they start circling. You don't have to grab them, throw them back up. Right, that's it. They start circling around your head. They just start floating in the air. Okay? Now, we're going to do this with an invisible lighter, because if I did it with a real lighter, it might set off the smoke alarms. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to burn some of the cards. Okay? Who's not helping me so far? Can you help me with the red jacket? Which one do you like best? The spot cards or the picture cards? We're going to set fire to them. The spot cards. Interesting choice. We set fire to them. We set fire to all the spot cards. Okay? Which leaves us with the picture cards. We have the female picture cards and we have the male picture cards. Somebody up the back this time. Somebody raise your hand. Who wants to help? Okay, the gentleman up the back with the blue top. We're going to burn either the male ones or the female ones. Which one do you like best? Which one do you want to burn? The male ones. Interesting choice, because usually, guys would say burn the females and females say burn the males because she's a really sexist. But that's an interesting choice. We burn the males as... Okay, so that leaves us with the 4 queens. I don't want you to think this is wordplay, trickery or anything like that. But I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to burn the remaining cards. We've got 4 queens, but we're going to leave one of them. Somebody raise your hand. Maybe over this side somewhere. The gentleman up right at the back. I'm going to leave one of the queens remaining. I'm going to burn the rest of them. Which one would you like me to keep? Don't think this is wordplay, trickery or anything like that. You choose the one that we keep. We burn the rest. Which one would you like me to?
Queen of Spades.
Ladies. One of you said this, I think it was yourself or somebody that said the spot cards. Then a gentleman at the back said that he wanted to burn the male picture cards. And then finally, we're burning the remaining picture cards except for the Queen of, was it the Spades you said? That's a pretty free choice, isn't it? On the table, there is an envelope. It's been sitting here the entire time. I have gone absolutely nowhere near it. But you'll see that inside here is one card and one card only. And with all this burning that's been going on, it's slightly charred. The one card that you collectively decided to go with is the one card that I put in the envelope earlier on, the Queen of Spades. Thank you very much. So, put that away. I have a solid brass cup and a ball. First of all, if I was to ask where's the ball, you would say it's... And you would now owe me £50. It's actually on the bottom. The cup is upside down. Okay. So, would anyone like to play for money? You would like to play for money? Brilliant. Well, okay. I'll tell you what. We'll start this off. We'll make it easy to start with. Okay. Okay. We'll see how well you do. Okay. Is the ball in my hand, or is it under the cup? What would you say? Your hand. Excellent. Okay. So that's it. So we're now even. Okay, from now on, we play for real money, if that's okay with you. With each time I do this, it's going to get progressively harder. So we're going to try this now. Okay, so here we go. And if you see this up the back... All right, I'll do it again. It's still there. No funny moves. It's not got my sleeves or anything like that. Watch this. So, okay. Is the ball in my pocket? Or is it under the cup?
In your pocket.
What would you say collectively? Just what would you say? Show of hands for pocket. Show of hands for cup. I would say so. Well, it's clear majority saying cup, but it's your choice. What do you say? The pocket. And you would be absolutely right. The majority was wrong. Okay. So, round of applause for this lady. She got it right. And everybody else collectively got it wrong. But however, here's now, that's it. There's no more games this time. We'll now play for some cash. Okay, ready? Before I ask you, what would you all say, guys? Isn't the ball in the pot? Show of hands for the pocket. Show of hands for the cup. I would say it's about 50-50 this time. You've not even, no, but it's up to yourself. What would you say?
Pocket.
So you're saying it's the pocket?
Yeah.
So in other words, it can't be under the cup, right? Unfortunately, you would be wrong about that. Okay. The thing is, it doesn't matter what you say. The reason being is I actually have a duplicate. So no matter what you say, you were going to be wrong, because if you had said the pocket, then essentially what I would have done is what happens is I've got this ball in this hand here, and when I lift up the cup, what happens is I roll it at the same time and it looks like it's under the cup. If you had said the cup, I lift it up, well, there's obviously nothing there, and then I just produce the one from the pocket. So either way, you're going to be wrong. Does that make sense? Okay. Next time I'll kind of do this. I'll make it a wee bit more crystal clear for you. So that's that there. Did you like that trick? Yeah. Well, it meant the world to me. Okay, so that's Okay. I have here some really old coins. Hopefully you can see this up the back. I know this might be a wee bit difficult for you to see, but I have here a silver coin and a copper coin. This one's a copper coin from the 60s. It's one of these old-fashioned pennies. Hopefully you can see it at the back. And this one is a silver American $half. Now, somebody who's not helped me, if you look really bored, can you help me? I'll get you to choose the lady in the silver jacket. Which one would you like me to use? The copper coin or the silver coin? The one you choose, the one we use. Don't really think this is worth playing on. The silver one. Okay, we'll get rid of the penny at your choice. Okay, place the silver aside. Get rid of the penny. Watch close. It vanishes. You see where it went to?
My pocket.
Your
ear.
That's a good guy. Let me show you. So we'll try this as well. I want to try this. Like this. I have here. I need a volunteer. Somebody who wants to come up and help me with this. Sorry. You coming up? You come up. Meanwhile, I'll try this here. What I'm going to get you to do, that's yours by the way. We have £100, you know. You had to spoil it, eh? You had to spoil it. I'm giving him £100. I'm trying to be generous here, and you're pointing out that it's fake. Okay, what would be the best trick that you could do with that money? If I could do that, I wouldn't be here. Okay, we'll try something though. Tell you what we'll do. Can you come over here? Yep. Can you do me a favour? I need you to cup your hands. I'm going to do this for you. Now, it is plastic, so what happens is if I fold it up like this, it has a tendency to spring open. So I have a paper clip here that I'm going to put on it, so that way it can't open, and the money is now trapped inside the paper clip. Okay, can you examine that? Just make sure there's nothing on there at all. There we go. Fine. I'm going to place, this is the box that I've been using to keep my props in. I'm going to pop the Monopoly money inside a paper clip, back in the box like that. You happy with that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Brilliant. Can you do me a favour? Can you cup your hands for me like that? Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'll place this on your hand like that. Okay. I asked you what could be the best possible trick to do with that money. And somebody over there would say, but I could make it vanish. What do you want me to do? I can't turn it into real money. I'm not that good. I'll tell you what I'll do though. I'll do some instead. You see the inside, the box. Open this up. You'll see the inside here. There's something. You can put your hands down. Okay, sorry. Don't draw the paper clip. So open this up. You see. There's a £100 note. I did say though I wasn't actually able to turn it into real money, so it's got my face on it. You know, as good as it gets. Thank you very much for helping out, my friend. Take care. So, pop this away. Now, did any of you see where the Monopoly money went to?
Under the car.
Oh, you're getting good at this. Okay, there we go. And there we go. That's it. Inside, we have here. Okay. Your birthday isn't today.
No.
I couldn't possibly have known your birthday. Now, I want to point out something I did before I came out here. Okay, now there's a lot of similarities between a pack of cards and a calendar. For example, there's 4 suits and there's 4 seasons. If you take all the spots in a pack of cards and add them all up, it comes to 364. Add the Joker, it comes to 365. That's the number of days in a year. What was your birthday?
18th of March.
The 18th of March. I want to point out what I've did before I came out here. I took a pocket diary. In a year, there's 365 days in a year, but a pack of cards only has 52 cards. So I took 7 packs of playing cards, shuffled them all up, dealt down a card, and wrote the name of that by hand and a date on every single one. So can I ask you you can see they're all different on all the pages and on any orders. Can you go to your birthday? Okay, just go to it there. And hopefully there'll be a unique day, or is there a card written there? So what was that again?
March the 18th.
March the 18th. Perfect.
Yeah.
So on March the 18th, can we have the 2 of hearts? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Can you see that all the cards here are all different? And if you had called out any of these other ones, if you had called out the 12th, for example, it would be the 6 of spades. If you had called out the 14th, it would be the 9 of hearts, 7 of diamonds. You can see that they're all different.
Yeah.
Okay? Is that a free choice? Yeah. Cool. So anyway, I want to point out that on here, the entire time, I did say I've got a wee sort of birthday gift for you, and hopefully you'll be able to hear, and inside here, you can hear that. Can you hear that? Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Let me just show you what's inside. The card that fell out was a 2 of hearts, right? If I open up, you'll see that inside here is a single slip of paper, and if I reach inside here and open that up, it just so happens to be the 2 of hearts. Thank you very much for helping me out there. We were strange, we were weird. So, magicians and people who want to cheat a game of cards often use similar techniques, but they do it in very different ways. And as I say, you've been through there, you know that there isn't any other aces in the pack. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take, it doesn't have to be exact, but I'm going to take rough quarters. I'll take maybe a quarter there, a quarter there, a quarter here, and a quarter here. That's maybe not. Is that about even roughly? Maybe no. A couple there. Rough quarter. It doesn't have to be exact. I'm going to demonstrate the difference between somebody who wants to entertain using a pack of cards and somebody who wants to really be a sneaky little git and obtain an advantage in a card game. So first of all, I'm going to take each individual ace. Here's the ace of diamonds going in, goes into that point. Here's the ace of clubs. The ace of clubs goes in at that point. Here's the ace of hearts. And there we go. And finally the ace of spades in at that point. So they're all going in at different places, like that, fair as you like. Now first of all I want to demonstrate how a magician might go about finding the cards. Magicians often do what they call false fails. It's where you think the magician's made a mistake, but it's actually all part of the act. An example of that would be, I say, I'm going to snap my fingers and one of the aces turns over. Now, you might not believe me, but you'll see when I spread through, it's actually a 7 is turned over. At that point, everybody thinks the magician's made a mistake, but he would then go on to explain that the first ace is exactly 7 cards away from here. So I'm going to count off 7 cards one at a time. So there's the 1, the 2, the 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th card is the first ace, the ace of diamonds. Thank you very much. You don't have to do that with a fail. You can literally just snap your fingers and watch as the next ace just turns over all on its own. This time we have the ace of clubs is now facing the opposite way. So that's the second one, that's ace of clubs. We have the ace of hearts and the ace of, the ace of hearts and ace of spades left to find. Which one do you like me to find?
Spade.
Excellent. Okay, I'm going to spell it. So, sorry, I forgot what you said. It was the ace of spades. Watch closely. A, C, E, ace of, O, F, spades. S, P, A, D, E, S. And that would be the ace of spades. Thank you very much. Finally, can you help me, the lady with the blue jumper? Can you just shout stop at any point you'd like? There? Oh, one more or one less? One more. Okay, right there. Let's have a wee look. And hopefully that would be the final ace, the one that you've decided to stop at. Thank you very much. So, I'm going to do this for speed. I could actually lay the cards out as I did before, but I want you just to see that I'm doing this for speed. I'm just going to take each individual ace. Actually, can you do me a favour, lady in the front row? Can you come up and grab the ace of spades for me? I'm just doing this for speed. I'm just putting this in like that. And the reason I'm going to ask you I'm just going to get you to place that and face up. And the reason I'm asking you to do that is I want you to see that they're all going in different places. Just somewhere in the middle. There we go. In the middle. There we go. Perfect. Beautiful. Thank you. Back to your seat. Perfect. So, you can see, the reason I'm getting you to do that is I want you to see that there's loads of cards above that and loads of cards below that. That's the position you've chosen. I'm doing this for speed, but I want you to be able to see this. So anyway, first of all, I'm going to take the rest of the cards, face them the same way, so you can see there's no funny moves there. It's genuinely, try not to drop the cards. You can see there's no funny moves, it's still there. Okay? And I'm going to cut the cards in. And I'm going to shuffle the cards up. So the cards are all well mixed up like that. And after all that shuffling, I'm going to attempt to locate not one, not two, not three, but all four of the aces in the sneakiest way that I possibly can. Now, some magicians keep the aces on the bottom. They may very well be on the bottom. They may very well be on the top. I actually don't think they're either. I think they're probably somewhere around about here. I think I'm off. I'm going to go with this. Hopefully that would be the first ace. There's ace of hearts. So I'm now going to attempt to find the four aces with one hand. I may have made a mistake here, but that isn't an ace, is it? No. Right, 1 minute. I may have. So you get for being cocky, yeah? I'm going to commit to that one. I'm feeling confident with that one. And I think I made a mistake in the first one, and that's affected the rest of them. That's not an ace, is it? No. Okay, right. Never mind. This is a wild stab in the dark, which is probably what I deserve after this mess up. I'm going to go with it. This one probably isn't. Anyway, you see. Right. Aye. Yeah. I didn't think that one was, but I might be. All right. Ooh, no, that one. Okay, right, never. That never happened. Right, we have to delete this off the camera. Please. I'm sorry. I actually. See, when I said I was going to find the four aces with one hand, people thought I'm in that hand. And there's the one, there's the two, there's the three, and there's the four aces, stolen right out in front of us. Thank you very much. So, we have initials here, and I'm going to place them on to the card here, which makes that card totally unique. And I'll place the pen over there, and I'll stick that down. We've not met before, we've not set anything up. Okay, so we have a very unique Ace of Spades card. Now I want to explain the backstory of this, because this is a card routine that's quite important. A lot of magicians rate this as the greatest card trick of all time, because of its historical significance. There used to be a magician called Harry Houdini. He used to do escapes. He used to tie him up, and they would hang him upside down for bridges and set the rope alight, and they would try and escape before the rope snapped. He was a nutcase, you know. But before he did all this kind of stuff, he used to claim that if he seen any card trick, he'd be able to work out how it was done. So it was a bit like Britain's Got Talent. You know, before Britain's Got Talent, magicians would come from miles around and show him trick after trick, and one by one, he would point out how they were done. And in 1914, this trick was performed by a Canadian magician. His name was Di Vernon. Here's essentially what happened. He took the cards, and he placed the card somewhere, there's no funny moves, placed it somewhere near the middle of the pack like that, squared it in, and placed the cards on the table. The magician, in front of Harry Houdini, showed his hands empty, covered the cards just for a split second, and when he snapped his fingers, the card rose for the middle of the pack, straight away through all of the other cards, and jumped straight back to the top. You might not believe me, but you see now the card that's now sitting at the top of the pack, if it is the card that you picked, the Ace of Spades. Harry Houdini forgot to applaud as well, you know. But one of the things that he did was he asked to see it again. So I'm going to demonstrate that for you just now. I'm going to take the card, fair as you like. Can you see that? I'll place it in the front this time, so it's a wee bit easier for you to see. I'll place it near the bottom. I'll place it on the table, so it's still sticking out, so you can follow it. Squared it in. He showed his hands empty. Cast the shadow over the cards for a split second, and that's all it took. The card rose from near the bottom this time, straight the way through all the other cards, and then ended up back at the top. You might not believe me, sir, but you'll see it's now straight back at the top. At this point in time, Harry Houdini had even less hair than me. He was pulling his hair out. He was frustrated. He thought there was some sort of funny switch or some sort of dodgy move or something like that. He thought that, you know, he couldn't really have went in the middle of the pack. There must have been something funny about it. So I'm actually going to let you see this. I'm going to turn the side on so you can all see this. I'm going to take the card. I'm going to leave about an inch sticking out like that. Okay, if that's an inch, I've got no problems. I'm also going to show you the top card as well. The top card on this occasion is the Four of Hearts. I'm going to push it in with the Four of Hearts so that I'm not actually touching that card. Place it here. I'll use the pen as well. So I'm actually pushing it in with the card, making manipulating that card or moving that card absolutely impossible. Is that fair? So you would think. But if you push too hard, it ends up jumping over here, which is a wee bit strange. Thank you very much. Finally, the magician went in his wallet and he took out a very, very genuine $100,000 note. Very, very genuine. Don't know what he's laughing at, you know. Very genuine. Placed it on the table and he offered the bet that he would do it again. Okay? Can somebody shout out stop as I do this? Stop. There we go. Place it in. That's near the bottom and it goes, and the rest of the card's on top. For $100,000, I'm going to make it jump. Would you take the bet? You can see the top card already, yeah? It's not the second or the third. It's not there already. Okay. Here we go. Would anyone like to bet? Well, for £20.
Yeah.
You want to do it for £20? You must have too much money. If we watch, all it does is snap and it jumps. You owe me £20. So now I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the rest of the cards facing the opposite way. I never said it was going to bet. I just said it was going to jump. I never said it was going to jump. I'd say the thing is, when I said it was going to jump, I didn't necessarily mean it was going to jump to the top of the pack. You see it's actually jumped completely out of the pack and is no longer there. Completely gone, totally vanished. I did say I was going to put some money on it. Maybe bear in mind my wallet has been sitting there the entire time. I've gone absolutely nowhere near it. I want to point out there's nothing in my hands. I'm not sliding anything into any secret compartments or anything like that. But if I reach inside my wallet, you see that inside here is a zippered compartment that I've gone nowhere near. If I reach inside the zippered compartment, inside here is an envelope. And inside this envelope is one card and one card only. And it just so happens to be the Ace of Spades. Thank you very much. And finally, I have one last wee routine to show you. And I would like to show you this. This is a very, very special pack of cards. There's a reason I keep this pack of cards inside a gold box. You probably won't have seen anything like this before. And so I'm actually quite privileged to share this with you. I've had this for a number of years. Please don't be disappointed when I open up this box, because it's not what it appears to be. You'll see what I mean in a second. Can you all see at the back? Blink and you'll miss this. It looks like an ordinary pack of playing cards that you might find in a drawer somewhere. If I open it up, you'll see that it looks like there's nothing on these cards. You know, it looks very much like these cards are blank on both sides. You know, right to the end of the pack. So what can you do with these cards? It's not as if I can go pick a card and then go, hey, is that your card? Because that would be rubbish. You know, but I want to show you what you can do with these cards. It's a wee bit strange. Can I have a volunteer? You've not helped before. Do you want to come up? Okay, well, I want to try this. Can I have an applause from a volunteer? Now, you can see here that all the cards are blank. I'm going to try this. Can you hold your hand flat for a minute like this? When I cut the cards, around about here, hopefully you can see this. When I cut the cards, I cut to a face card, which is a wee bit strange. The face card doesn't have a back, and you'll see there's no other face card in the entire pack of cards. If you cut the cards onto your hand a second time, I cut to another face. And some people say I'm two-faced. I know, it's really bad, eh? Can you turn that your hand to the back of your hand? When I touch the cards on the back of somebody's hands, it produces a back. But the back doesn't have a face. You know, and there's no other backs in the entire pack of cards. You can see that there very fairly. Okay, we'll try that again. Just touch on your back of your hand, it turns instantly into a back. Now, they're not like heat sensitive or something like that. They've not got flaps on them or something like that. Okay. Can you do me a favour? Can you cup your hands for me like this? I am not swapping the cards. Blink and you'll miss this. This is quite crazy. So you can see I've got two face cards and two back cards. Watch close. Did you feel that? It's okay, I've not done anything. Keep your hands there, don't move, because now every single card in the entire pack of cards and all the others are the faces. You can take a seat. Thank you very much. Oh, you see that again. For those of you that weren't able to see it, you can see that all the faces and all the backs there, every single one right to the end of the pack. That's the end of my routine, guys. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I want to point out though, before I do this, because even though it looks like you can see all these cards there like that, it is an illusion, because all it takes is a little shake like that, and then every single one goes back to being blank on both sides. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've all enjoyed yourself. My name's Sean King, and enjoy the rest of the evening, folks. All the best. Thank you.